hear the oldest fact, and today we will know about Alexander the Great's biography.
Birth and lineage of Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, born in 356 BCE, was the son of King Philip II of Macedon and Queen Olympias. He belonged to the Argead dynasty, which claimed descent from the mythical Greek hero Heracles, Hercules. Philip II was a powerful Macedonian king who unified Greece under his rule, laying the groundwork for Alexander's later conquests. Olympias, Alexander's mother, was rumored to have had a lineage connected to the ancient Greek gods, which added to the mystique surrounding Alexander's birth. Alexander's upbringing under the tutelage of the philosopher Aristotle and his exposure to military strategies from an early age contributed significantly to his later success as a military commander and ruler. Alexander the Great upbringing under the tutelage of Aristotle. Alexander the Great's upbringing under the tutelage of Aristotle played a crucial role in shaping his character, intellect, and worldview. When Alexander was around 13 years old, his father, King Philip II of Macedon, hired Aristotle, one of the most renowned philosophers of ancient Greece, to tutor his son. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander received a comprehensive education in various subjects, including philosophy, literature, science, and politics. Aristotle instilled in Alexander a love for learning and intellectual curiosity, fostering a deep interest in the arts and sciences. He taught Alexander the principles of logic, rhetoric, and ethics, which would later influence Alexander's leadership style and decision-making as a ruler. In addition to academic subjects, Aristotle also imparted practical knowledge to Alexander, including military strategy and tactics. This early exposure to military thinking helped prepare Alexander for his future role as a military commander. Moreover, Aristotle's teachings instilled in Alexander a sense of Greek identity and cultural pride, which influenced his later efforts to spread Greek culture throughout the vast territories he conquered. Overall, Alexander's education under Aristotle provided him with the intellectual foundation and leadership skills necessary to become one of history's greatest conquerors and empire builders. The influence of Greek mythology and culture on Alexander the Great childhood. Greek mythology and culture had a significant influence on Alexander the Great's childhood and upbringing. As a member of the Argead dynasty, which claimed descent from the legendary Greek hero Heracles, Hercules, Alexander was immersed in the rich tapestry of Greek mythology from an early age. Here are a few ways in which Greek mythology and culture shaped Alexander's childhood. Parentage and lineage. Alexander's parents, King Philip II of Macedon and Queen Olympias, were deeply connected to Greek mythology. Olympias claimed descent from the royal family of Epirus, which was believed to trace its ancestry back to Achilles, another legendary Greek hero. This lineage imbued Alexander's family with a sense of mythic heritage, reinforcing their connection to the heroic figures of Greek mythology. Education and literature. Alexander's education, particularly under the tutelage of Aristotle, included the study of Greek literature, which often incorporated mythological themes and characters. Stories of gods, goddesses, and legendary heroes would have been integral to Alexander's early learning, shaping his imagination and understanding of the world. Role models and ideals. Greek mythology provided Alexander with a wealth of role models and ideals to emulate. Heroes like Achilles, known for their bravery, strength, and military prowess, served as inspirations for Alexander's own aspirations of greatness. These mythological figures set standards of heroism and excellence that Alexander sought to embody throughout his life. Cultural identity. Greek culture and identity were central to Alexander's worldview. As a Macedonian prince, he was raised within the broader Greek cultural sphere, which encompassed language, religion, art, and philosophy. The shared myths, traditions, and values of the Greek city-states formed the foundation of Alexander's cultural identity, shaping his sense of belonging and allegiance to the Greek world. Divine status. Like many ancient rulers, Alexander was influenced by the concept of divine kingship prevalent in Greek mythology. He was often portrayed as a figure of divine favor, with legends and propaganda depicting him as the son of Zeus or even as a demigod himself. These associations with divine lineage reinforced Alexander's sense of destiny and legitimacy as a ruler. In summary, Greek mythology and culture permeated Alexander the Great's childhood, providing him with a rich tapestry of stories, ideals, and cultural identity that would shape his worldview and actions as one of history's most famous conquerors. Alexander the Great early military experiences and leadership training. Alexander the Great's early military experiences and leadership training began during his upbringing in the court of his father, King Philip II of Macedon. Here are some key aspects of his early military experiences and leadership development. Tutelage under Philip II. Alexander received military training and education directly from his father, who was a seasoned and successful military commander. Philip II, recognizing Alexander's potential, personally supervised his military training, teaching him the principles of warfare, tactics, and strategy from a young age. This hands-on education laid the groundwork for Alexander's later military achievements. Battlefield observations. Alexander accompanied his father on military campaigns from a young age, where he observed firsthand the strategies and tactics employed in battle. These experiences provided him with practical knowledge and insight into the realities of warfare, preparing him for his future role as a military leader. Battle of Kyrenia. One of Alexander's earliest military experiences came at the Battle of Kyrenia in 338 BCE, where he fought alongside his father's army against the Greek city-states. Despite his youth, Alexander was around 16 years old at the time. He demonstrated bravery and skill on the battlefield, earning praise for his actions. Command of troops. As Alexander matured, his father entrusted him with increasing responsibilities within the army, allowing him to command troops and lead military expeditions. These opportunities provided Alexander with practical leadership experience and helped him hone his command abilities. Tutelage under Aristotle. While not strictly military, Alexander's education under the philosopher Aristotle also played a significant role in his leadership development. Aristotle's teachings instilled in Alexander a love for learning, critical thinking, and ethical leadership, qualities that would serve him well as a military commander and ruler. Expedition against the Thracian tribes. In 335 BCE, shortly after his accession to the throne following his father's assassination, Alexander led a military campaign against the rebellious Thracian tribes. This expedition allowed him to further develop his military skills and leadership qualities, as he successfully quelled the uprising and secured the northern borders of Macedon. Overall, Alexander the Great's early military experiences and leadership training laid the foundation for his future military conquests and achievements. From his upbringing in the court of Philip II to his early battlefield experiences and education under Aristotle, Alexander was shaped into a formidable military leader with the skills, knowledge, and ambition to conquer vast territories and establish one of the largest empires in history. The assassination of Alexander the Great Father, King Philip II of Macedon. The assassination of King Philip II of Macedon, Alexander the Great's father, occurred in 336 BCE during his daughter's wedding banquet. The exact circumstances surrounding Philip II's assassination are somewhat murky, but historical accounts provide some insights into the event. During the festivities celebrating the marriage of his daughter Cleopatra to Alexander of Epirus, Philip II was seated in the theater of Aigai, the ancient capital of Macedon. As he entered the theater, Philip was approached by one of his bodyguards named Pausanias, who had grievances against the king. It's believed that Pausanias may have been seeking revenge for some perceived injustice or offense. As Philip approached Pausanias to speak with him, the bodyguard suddenly drew his sword and struck Philip, fatally wounding him. Philip's bodyguards quickly responded and killed Pausanias on the spot, but the king had already been mortally wounded. He died shortly thereafter. The motives behind Pausanias' assassination of Philip II are not entirely clear. Some historians speculate that Pausanias may have been acting alone out of personal grievances, while others suggest that he may have been manipulated or instigated by political enemies of Philip. There are also theories that implicate Alexander or his mother Olympias in the assassination plot, though these remain speculative and contested. Regardless of the exact motivations and circumstances, the assassination of Philip II had profound consequences for the ancient world. It led to Alexander the Great's ascension to the throne of Macedon and set the stage for his ambitious military campaigns, which would ultimately reshape the map of the known world.